So let's tap on architecture as a profession and 30 year of the Pritzker Prize being in the scene. You've been the only woman Arab architect to have won the prize. Do you think the profession is gender biased?
I don't think it's a profession.
What is it then?
I think people are biased. I mean...
And women aren't into it then?
No, I think that women... Well, if I observe people who were with me at school or people who I taught, there were many women architects who actually mostly were better in class than men. I mean, men would not like to hear that, but equally good. I think it's the continuity is a problem. And I think people to really excel in anything need a level of confidence and encouragement and support. And that doesn't exist everywhere. In a sense, it's almost easier for women to have the support and the encouragement within actually the Arab world environment, because there is you have your family, you have, the family is a larger unit. It's not about, the husband and wife and the child. So you have a bigger support system. And I think, like my friends in Iraq who went into architecture or medicine, I think at the time found it much easier maybe than their counterparts in the West, because they had a support system around them. But in the West, I had prejudice because I was an Arab, and I was a woman, and also I did unconventional stuff, so I'm not sure which came first. One can say all of it together was too much. Yeah, a woman in the profession was very difficult. It might be still difficult. It's easier. The difference is enormous in 20, 30 years. The foreign problem was always a problem. Doing things like winning Cardiff just after the Iraq Gulf War was not a very popular thing, and I do think there was some prejudice there. I will never be part of the boys' network. Despite the interest and tremendous amount of press, we don't have many commercial projects in the UK nor in America or anywhere. Maybe in other countries, but not in these.
So who supported you, or did you feel like you had to go it alone most of the time?
No, I had a tremendous amount of support from my parents, from students of mine or colleagues, from my teachers, from these people. I always had a very big kind of student following. It was still very difficult. I bumped into a student of mine only a few days ago. I haven't seen him maybe in, I don't know, he keeps in touch with me, but I haven't seen him in maybe 18 years. And he said, "My God, you had to fight." I sometimes forget it, but it was a fight. And I couldn't have done it. There were endless sleepless nights, in the office. I couldn't do it on my own. It's not architecture, unlike all the other things. It's not a kind of a lonely profession. You've got to do it with a team, and team structure is very important. And the team teamwork is very important, and because everybody brings something else to the table, and I think if we work well together, that layering in terms of input is a very enriching and exciting process. Architecture is a fantastic profession. It's very difficult. It's there's no reason for it to be so difficult. And honestly, I used to always tell every kid when my mother, "Oh great, do it, it's fantastic," but it's really, I don't know what I'll do, but it's maybe one has to work on making it easier, but it's just too painful, It requires an incredible time. It's incredibly inventive and it's very exciting, but it's very very demanding, to do it well. And that's why most of us do it badly. And people, on top of all of it, people don't have respect for you. I mean, if you're a doctor, they don't argue with you how you should treat them. If you're a lawyer, they don't argue with you how you should advise them. If you're an accountant, they don't tell you how to make your, But with architecture, if you're a musician or whatever, I mean, all the arts, I would say, are not respected enough. They're very difficult. They think it's kind of sort of a whimsical, artistic thing, But it's very difficult to fine-tune and refine these things, and in all the professions in the arts. And they're not given enough, they just could be cancelled. You have no control. How can you control as an architect? If you're an artist, okay, you have a problem if people don't want to buy your work or they don't have the money like that now or whatever. But, you can still paint. You can paint or sculpt or whatever. For an architect, you can dream, but but if there is no client, there's no, if things change politically somewhere, there's economic crisis. I mean, we have no control on it, and so it's tough.